I honestly really didn't believe in ghosts until one night. We were coming home from a party, actually, and we decided to cut through Cheesman Park, and that's when things took a rather bizarre and uneasy turn.
So we were walking through the trees and the bushes, and it was so bizarre and eerie out. It looked like the shadows were about to grab us.
And as we cut through the pavilion, that's when we were first encountered by him.
He came out of the shadows and the crevices of the wall. So we ran until we lost our breath. And then we sat on a park bench and we thought that we lost him.
It was weird. He came up and asked us for a cigarette.
Best I ever smoked.
So I gave him a cigarette, and I pulled out my lighter and lit it, and that's when I saw his pale face, his sunken cheeks, his deep, dark eyes, and whispers in his voice.
And that's when we knew. This man wasn't alive. He was dead.
And then he asked us to follow him somewhere.
Come with me.
And we followed him to an old oak tree that had human bones underneath it. We later found out that those were his bones.
And then he started telling us a story. Actually, the history of Cheesman Park. Or rather, what it used to be called, Mount Prospect Cemetery.
His dramatic death was witnessed by 1,000 people. He was hung at the very oak tree that he took us to that night.
The bodies were dissected and moved into smaller boxes and relocated to a separate part of the grounds when they decided to make the cemetery a city park.
My name has been forgotten. I am the first murderer to be buried here, at the edge of the cemetery, where all the poor are buried. As I couldn't afford a casket, I was buried with the very man I murdered. These are his bones and mine. My brother-in-law was one of the few in my family to reap the rewards of the gold rush. In desperation to escape my crippling poverty, I killed him and stole his gold. But I was caught and hung from an oak tree.
After our encounter with him, we researched and found out his name.
His name was Cornelius Klein.
Ironically, Cornelius was dumped and buried in the very same grave as the man that he murdered.
And since then, we've returned to the park many nights, searching for his ghost.
But that night, he vanished into the dark, and we never saw him again.